Salah, Salah, Salah. How's it going? It's your boy Yaya Beitu. We back with another one. Uh, the last video we had was about the Demers deity on why it was jealous of Adam. Let's just put it this way: why the creator of the Bible was jealous of Adam. Uh, it was a good video, good presentation. We got a couple people on, came on, did their thing a little bit. Uh, 2 weeks from now, which is today, back with another one. This topic today is um, does solid matter exist at the atomic level? So I was actually having a dialogue with a brother, I think yesterday. Put it this way, for the past month, you know, we've been having a dialogue in the back chat about whether solid matter exists at the atomic level or it does not. So we got plenty of records today to back us up today to prove not only from scientists but from quantum physics too as well. Not only quantum physics, but we have a CIA document. You get what I'm saying? And the brother asked me, he said, "Where did you get this document from?" You get what I'm saying? And like I told him, if you did your research, then you probably would have maybe came across this document yourself. But as you can see on the screen, right, it says approval for release 2003, 9/10/2003. So this is a declassified document from the U.S. Army, CIA, showing us that through meditation that we can achieve a higher inner uh, experience. Put it this way, more like a connection to the Christ consciousness. You get what I'm saying? Because everything now focusing on this page from now on is going to be focusing on consciousness and the inner awakening of the inner being. But this document alone proves that the CIA not only hid this information from us, but it shows that through the meditation or the frequency of music can rise the pineal gland or awaken the pineal gland. This document not only proves the state of consciousness or the state of energy at the atomic level, it also proves that matter, solid matter, does not exist in the form that we think of it as today at the atomic level. Why? Because these atoms today, as we see from scientists, are empty spaces. So by it being empty spaces, then that means there's no matter there, but it's energy moving at a fast frequency. They are creating illusions of a solid figure or a solid material object or anything that we see as solid today. So basically, what I'm saying is solid matter as we see today is an illusion. And what I have on the screen today, like I said, it comes from the CIA. As you can see, it says right here, approval release 9/10/2003. It said Department of the Army, U.S. Army of Operational Group, U.S. Army Intelligence and Security, sorry about that, and Security Command, right? So this is a secret project that the CIA has started on. As you can see, it says right here, June 9th, 1983, and they released it. We do the math. It's 1983. So this document was held top secret, right? It was held top secret since 1983 of June 9th. And they labeled it declassified, which means it's no longer a secret anymore. We can now release this to the public. So they labeled it declassified 9/10/2003. You see that? So if stuff like this is not considered to be true, why hide for over 20, 30 years and now release it to the public and say, oh, you guys can have this information. It's no longer a secret to us. Doesn't make sense. It was a reason why they hid this type of information. Because in 1983, at this time, around this time, I want to say that it was World War II was going on. You know, around the 1970s and stuff like that. And the Russians, Chinese, they were so-called using meditation, and they was tapping into inner self and becoming superhuman, and they were supposedly defeating the U.S. Army. You get what I'm saying? Which caused the U.S. Army or the CIA to go build a project called the Gateway Project, which is what I have on the screen today. As you can see, it says subject analysis and assessment of gateway process. So they spent millions of dollars, millions of dollars. Why? Because it was said that at this time, supernatural uh, uh, things that was occurring in World War II was overcoming the U.S. So the U.S. took it upon themselves and created a experiment by called the Gateway Process by using uh, U.S. militants and conducting experiments on them to see can the body, can the inner self or the inner spirit exist without the body. And through these experiments, they came to the conclusion that the body, that the spirit does not need the body, and that the spirit is immortal, and that it can uh, uh, maneuver without the body. Not only that, this document shows us how to achieve these things, how to achieve astral projection. This is the main focus about this CIA document: astral projection, consciousness, sound of music. You get what I'm saying? But we're gonna go ahead and get up in it because I'm not trying to be on her all day. You get what I'm saying? But I'm gonna read a few parts of the segment. One, it says, "You tasked me to provide an assessment of the gateway experience, right? In terms of song, it's in terms of sorry about that experience. In terms of its mechanics and ultimate practicals, as I set out to fulfill that tasking, it soon became clear that in order to access the validity and practically of how and why the process worked, frankly, sir, that provided to be an extremely involved and difficult business." So, secret government they sent some stuff over here to the army and told them, we need you to create this this uh this gateway process, and we need to start doing experiments on how to astral project. You get what I'm saying? How to tap into the inner self, because we got these Russians over here, these Japanese over here, they tapping into their inner self and they defeating us using super natural things, using supernatural phenomena, things like that. You feel me? Let's keep it. Let's read some more. It's like I said, it's just like the beginning of it. You know, as you can see, it says approved for release. So all this has been approved to be released. You get what I'm saying? So this ain't no stuff we just made up overnight. You get this stuff was hidden. since June 1st, 1983, and they released it in 2003. Y'all do the math. See that? Two says, I began the narrative by briefly profiling the fundamental by biomedical factors affecting such related technicals as hypnosis. You see that? So they was using hypnosis, meditation. You get what I'm saying? To fight off their enemies in World War II. This is why this experiment was created. This is chill out, brother. Chill out, brother. Darkness, how's it going? How's it going, brother? But no, they bringing out they created this to fight off their enemy in World War II. So this is a project focusing on astral projection. You get what I'm saying? Inner being. So like he said the hypnosis, right? Biofeedback and transcendental meditation, so that their objective and mode of functioning could be compared in the reader's mind with the gateway experience. You see that? So the U.S. government, it he said, "How you?" I've been chilling, brother, laid back. You know, I've been holding the back check down. I had to bring this up on the website today on the show because uh, a brother thinks Meta AI knows it all, but you got to actually read the documents for yourself and see what it's talking about. You get what I'm saying? But you see, the whole narrative of the gateway process is one, the techniques of hypnosis; two, the biofeedback of transcendental, which is astral projection; and three, meditation. So these are the three main focuses of this project. This is why the gateway process was created. It wasn't created just to be created and people just saying nonsense and just doing experiments. No, it's a reason why this was created, because it was a war going on in World War II, and the Chinese was defeating the Americans, so-called, as they say, using meditation, using hypnosis. You get what I'm using? Biofeedback and transcendental meditation. So these people were so-called astral projecting in World War II and defeating the U.S. Army. This is why the gateway process was developed in 1983 and just now getting released in 2003. You see that? It says CIA. So this ain't no just regular document. You get what I'm saying? When the brother asked me where did I get the document from, it's called digging. You get what I'm saying? It's called digging, right? And look at that. Watch this. I'm gonna read this part right here. Three, right? It say Nyasho Bio, the re-owned my fault. The re-owned psychist once responding to his son's compliments about the obtuse nature of certain concepts in physics by saying, you are not thinking, you are merely being logical. The physics, he said, the physics of altered humans' consciousness deals with some uh, conceptualizations that are not easily grasped. So basically, he's saying that you can't just go on this down thing or think you could just tap into consciousness whenever you could just tap into it. You get what I'm saying? This stuff is not easily to grasp it. You get what I'm saying? He letting you know this stuff is not easy to grasp it or visualize exclusively in the context of ordinary left brain linear thinking. So to borrow Dr. Bohr's mode of expression, parts of this paper will require not only logic, but to touch the right brain, right? Institution, he said, institutive insight to achieve complete, comfortable grasp of the concepts involved. So now they talking about consciousness now. They ready to dive into the experiments. You get one. They ready to go ahead and dive into these experiments now. Now watch this. They finna start getting crucial. Now they starting, here it goes. It said the gateway experience, brain, hemisphere, uh psychonauts, and perspective. The introduction. That's when they talking about the introduction and the experience and the involving brain hemispheres. So now they doing tests on the brain now. Now they got their people. They doing tests on the brain. Now they trying to see uh is the state of consciousness true? Is it real? Is it something can be is it something that can be achieved? Right? And it's a hypnosis. According to the theories of psychologist Ronald Stone and the bioengineering engineering model it's a Scott Benticovo. These folks got some word names. It said hypnosis is basically a technique with permits acquisitions of direct access to the sensory motor cortex and pleasure centers and lower cerebral. And they is talking about the brain, right? Emotional portions and associated pleasure centers of the right side of the human brain following successful discernment of the stimulus screening functions of the left hemisphere of the brain. So now they on the left side of the brain, they trying to figure out uh the cortex of the left side of the brain now. You get what I'm saying? Bro said we have a chance to disclassmate the materialistic logic. I'm talking about exactly, bro. Exactly. Exactly. Because you know what? These brothers ain't hips. And you see that? It said it's transcend. Like I said, it has this this process is focused on three things. You get what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, right? It focused on the hypnosis, the transcendent, and meditation, right? It says transcendental meditation. On the other hand, residual meditation works in a different fashion. And this technique intends a practice ultimately results is what appears to be creation of uh, acoustic, acoustic standings, waves, and the cerebral verticals, which are the conductors to the gray matter of the cerebrum. So basically, they showing you how to access this type of information. It just said transcendental meditation. In the other hand, transcendental meditation works single-minded concentration on the process of drawing energy up the spinal cord. So you're drawing energy up the spinal cord. Man, have we not been talking about this in the back chat? Have we not been talking about this in the back chat? How you draw the kundalini, how it goes up and down. I was just talking about the Christ oil in the brain. Come on. That's why I say people's not going to understand this. You see that? It says the transcendental meditation is showing you how to access it. You can access it through techniques. It said in this technique, intense and practical, single-minded concentration. So you can access this type of technique through concentrations, through meditation, through hypnosis. These are the type of things that we are able to do, and they prove it. And look at that. They even got maps, drawings of the brain of them doing the experiment on the brain and showing you how the meditation, how the hypnosis affected the brain, how it affected the brain. You see that? Look at that. It's showing you how the brain can adjust to the frequencies of meditation, to the frequencies of hypnosis. You see that? It said figure B, the motor and sensor cortex, and the third and lateral vertex. Look at that, man. You folks wouldn't understand this type of stuff because you guys is not tapped into the consciousness. You won't understand what the CIA then said about the consciousness and astral projection and how solid matter don't exist at the atomic level and how that is energy moving at a fast frequency. Oh, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. I'm just showing you how they're doing experiments on the brain through meditation, through hypnosis. You get what I'm saying? Through transcendental things. So we're able to access these things through the frequency of sound. All we need is sound. That's all we need. We don't need nothing else. Now watch this. See, it breaks down everything that they're doing. See, we're gonna that's important, but I specifically want to show something because that's why I really made the video. But I just wanted to show that little part. Right. So now we're starting to get to the frequency part. How frequency can follow response. Because a brother said frequency could not follow response. According to the CIA, and she's trying to get on my nerve. According to the CIA, and according to the scientists that they use to do these experiments with, frequency does follow responses, right? Seven right said frequencies follow responses to achieve synchronization of brain hemisphere. The hemispheric psych technique takes advantage of a phenomenon known as the frequency following response, which means that if a subject hears a sound produced at a frequency which emulates one those associate with the operation. So basically it's like listening to your favorite song. You get what I'm saying? When you listen to your favorite song that comes on the radio, what happens? You tap into it. It's the frequency that's tapping into the sound. So by you tapping into the sound of your favorite song that comes on the radio, you could do the same thing with just regular sound without words. Just meditation music. The same way. So here go another way we can tap into the inner self by using sound. Because frequency follows sound. It's that easy. Now I ain't even want to read all that because it's a lot. You know what I mean? Then it tells you the role of romance. It tells you like the role of romance and stuff like that. But I ain't gonna get into that. Like I said, I'm here for one thing. But I just wanted to point that out. It talks about the brain stimulations. These are tests that are running. You get what I'm saying? On human beings. Right? You're talking about energy and the entrainment of energy and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm coming for one thing and one thing only. Here we go. Right here. Look, so like the brother said the CIA document. But the brother said the CIA document did not say that solid matter did not exist at the atomic level. Well, the brother gonna have to understand this. According to the CIA, you lie on the CIA. So by you lying on the CIA, you just lied on yourself. The truth is not in you. The CIA is a secret service. And they're gonna keep it G. Watch this. He probably was just on her, now he just left. It said consciousness and energy. See that? Consciousness and energy. So it says before our explanation. Let me highlight this whole thing because I need y'all I need y'all to see this. I want let me highlight it. That is crazy. Hold on. Uh, man, it will not let me highlight it. But I hope y'all can see it though. But look though, it says 11, where it says consciousness and energy. It says before our explanation can proceed any further, it is initially to define the mechanism. Now they dive into quantum physics because a lot of brothers don't know about quantum physics. See, this is what the CIA did. They dove into the quantum physics. They listened to Einstein. They knew what Einstein was talking about. They knew that man wasn't telling no lie. They knew he was telling the truth. They knew that. That man was smart, right? Pay attention. Watch this. It's gonna get crucial. Yeah, yeah. Hey, look at this. It says consciousness and energy. It said before our explanation can proceed any further, it is initially to define the mechanism by which a human mind exercises the functions known as consciousness, and to describe the way in which that consciousness operates to deduce meaning from the stimulus which receives or which we receive, right? It said to do this we will first consider the fundamentals characters of the material world. Remember, you said something about the material world earlier, uh, brother Dwayne. Brother Dwayne, brother Darkness. When you was like, uh, what you say? Let me see. You said we must, bro. We have to change. There we go. The materialistic logic. So, bro, we have to change the material, decline the materialistic logic, right? So this is what they did. They declined the materialistic logic by tapping into the inner self. Watch this, right? It said, first consider the fundamental characters of the material world in which we have our first physical existence in order to accurately perceive the raw stuff with which our consciousness must work. The first point which needs to be made is that to two terms, matter and energy. We had a debate in the back chat with a brother about matter and energy. Yes, they're interchangeable. I agree. Matter and energy is interchangeable, yes. But one has to come first. You get what I'm saying? And we have proof that energy comes first because the brother cut him damn self. Because he said everything is light, right? God is light, light is electromagnetism. So that means he agreed everything is energy, right? So if you agree that everything is energy, then you shouldn't be arguing the fact that I am proving that everything is energy, but you should be arguing the fact that everything is not energy, but everything is made up of matter. That should be your argument. But instead, you want to argue electromagnetism, which is energy. So it's like you'll be arguing with me and I'm arguing with you, even though we agree with each other. Like that wouldn't make any sense, right? But like it said the consciousness existence in order to accurately perceive the raw stuff with which our consciousness must work. So basically, it's saying that the things that our consciousness are seeing now, right, is based off the materialistic things. Basically, what it's saying is this shit is an illusion. It's not real. Watch this, right? It says tend to be okay, sorry about that. It said accurately. It said okay. The first point which needs to be made is that the two terms, matter and energy, tend to be misleading. Misleading if taken to indicate two distinctly different states of existence in the physical world that we know it today. Say indeed, if the term matter is taken to mean solid substance, right, as opposed to energy, which is understood to mean force of some sort, right? A deity would be considered an energy. How you think ghost hunters able to track down uh energy or these spirits, as in religion term, but in scientific term, we will call them energy. You get what I'm saying? So it says this. It says right. It said uh, sorry about that. Understood to mean a force of some sort. It said then the use of the former is entirely misleading. Science now knows that both the electrons which spin in the energy field located around the nucleus. I showed a brother this yesterday before I even brought out the CIA document. It says, right, fields located around the nucleus of the atom and the nucleus itself are made up of nothing more than oscillating energy grids. So, right, in this existence, solid matter in this strict construction of the term simply does not exist. Rather, at the atomic structure or the atomic level, right, it's composed of oscillating energy grids surrounding by other oscillating energy grids which orbit at extraordinary high speeds. So basically, it's telling you that solid matter doesn't exist at the atomic level. There's no existence of solid matter. You get what I'm saying? The CIA just said it for you. There's no such thing as solid matter, even if you want to call it solid or however you want to call it. It doesn't exist at the atomic level, but rather it is energy grids moving at a fast frequency that is creating these type of things. Let's continue, right? It said it's the energy grid. Solid matter in the strict construction of the term simply does not exist. Rather, atomic structure or at the atomic level is composed of isolating energy grids surrounding by other energy grids. Sorry about that. Composed of isolating energy grids moving at an extraordinary high speeds. Right? It said in his book, Stalking to Wild Pendulum, I don't know how to pronounce his name, said gives the following figures. The energy grid was composed to the nucleus of the atom vibrates at approximately 1022. So that means this is moving at the speed of light. You get what I'm saying? This is moving at the speed of light, bro. You see that? He said who this that the seed that declare energy isn't brother Laurel. Brother Laurel, he's funny, man. He's funny. He's a funny character. But you see, according to the CIA, they just told us that it's not solid matter at the atomic level, but it is energy grids moving at a speed of light that are creating these type of things. Now, we must ask ourselves, how do we know that this document is true? Okay, yeah, we just read something in the CIA is talking about consciousness and energy and saying solid matter don't exist, but it's energy that's moving at the speed of light that is creating this illusion. How do we know that this is not a real thing? Because Einstein backs it up and let us know that energy came first. If you don't know what the EM2 is, something is wrong. If I had to pull up the EM2 on the screen, something is wrong. It's quantum physics, man. You got to understand quantum physics. So we must ask ourselves, what is a declassified document? Well, a declassified document is a process of seizing a prospective classification of records that were previously what deemed secret or confidential. You see that? They were deemed secret and confidential, right? And this document was written in 1989, June 9th, 1989, and it got released to the public in 2003. It's been there over 20 years. You get what I'm saying? almost, if not. So now we got the consciousness. We got consciousness and energy, right? So how do we know this? Let me see something real quick. Let me see something real quick. Stop something screen real quick. And I'm gonna share this one. Just to back up, just to back this up real quick. Just put a little something. Mm, Just to back up the CIA. We gotta back the CIA up. We have to. We have to, man. See that? It said nothing is solid. Everything is energy, according to new research. And you see it say by Power Positive, published on July 16, 2016, last modified May 20, 2023. So it been updated. It been updated. See, look, they don't even know about quantum physics or quantum mechanics. Right? It said how scientists prove that nothing is solid. Like I said, man, these brothers got to start bringing some type of information, man. They can't keep using meta AI, man. It didn't say that we the ones running. You see how we pull straight sources up. We not using no meta AI, man. You got to study yourself for proof. It said how scientists prove that nothing is solid. It said we have known for some time that every object is made of tiny molecules, and that molecules are made up even tinier atoms. Atoms are made up tiny atomic particles called neutrons, protons, and electrons. This invisible world that makes up the solid objects of our environment is the world of quantum physics. You see that? It's the world of quantum physics. So you guys must understand quantum physics. See, we got different levels. We got different levels on how matter can exist. But at the atomic level, it cannot exist at the atomic level. But I'm going to show you what level it can exist on. Right? It said molecules and atoms vibrate slower in a solid state and faster in a liquid or gas state. Think about the examples of ice, water, and steam. All or these are water in its various forms. The only difference between ice and steam is how much solid or heat will apply to the molecules that make up water. Come on, man. Other than that, other than that, scientists already proved that nothing is solid. He said that's why I'm honestly astonished the CIA in a way and taunting the Most High like leak info regarding studies of psychology and spirituality. Yeah, they actually did the experiment. These are experiments. They just said out their own mouth, solid matter does not exist, and it is energy or some force. So they admitting that it's something out there or something that's inside you that you can alter or connect to, get what I'm saying, and become divine. They're not using the word divine. They won't use that word divine because they don't want you to know that you're a divine being. They don't want us to know that we're a divine being. They don't want to know. They don't want us to know that if we tap into the consciousness, the intercept, the Christ consciousness, then we can become like Christ. They know that we can achieve these type of things. That's why they put this out here for us to see. But we got people that's so blinded and caught up in religion, they really don't care about what the CIA said. As long as if they elder didn't say it or they teacher, they don't want to hear it. Or if you don't come from the Bible, they don't want to hear it. But rather do you know, Jacob himself was in a trance, was see, when Jacob wrestled with your God in the Bible, it wasn't physical. You get what I'm saying? He was in a consciousness state. He was experiencing a transitioning experience. And if anyone know what a transitioning experience is, that means that you're transitioning from the physical body to the astral body. Come on, baby. Somebody talk to me. He transcended from his physical into his astral body. That's how he was able. And you see, if you read about the Demerge deity, right, the creator of the Bible, it tells you that we are more superior to him. That's why it said that Jacob overcame the God of the Bible. He defeated him, and he called the land Pineal Gland. Why? Because it is a place that we can tap into our inner self and become greater than the creator. That's why Jacob was able to defeat the creator of the Bible. See, they try to make it seem like it was a friendly thing going on. But if you actually dig deep into what was happening, it, he was trying to destroy Jacob because Jacob didn't follow what he was doing. He didn't follow his rulerships and things like that. So he overcame the God of the Bible. That why you think if you read in the Bible, Jacob really don't have a life. It don't really tell you much about Jacob. Tell you he had kids, had a wife, stuff like that. And then he went to Egypt and died. And they buried him somewhere after that. That's it. And they say, well, he worshiped the God of all his days. But they ain't going to tell you the reason. The reason. Exactly. We don't take it literal, man. We don't take it literal. We don't take that literal. We don't take that literal. Right? So it says the molecules but let's get back to it. And it says the molecules in the atoms vibrate slowly in a solid state and faster in a liquid or gas state. Think about the examples of ice, water, and steam. And it gave us the example. If we put heat to it, that's what happens. So maybe you remember from chemistry class that water is made up of hydrogen and two oxygen atoms, which is why we represents water as H2O. The atoms are made up of subatomic particles that are the nucleus consisting of protons and neutrons, and the outer part, which were the electrons, are founded. My dude. So you got for you guys saying that you're solid, you're not solid, man. Now physics, it's a physics proves that nothing is solid. There are spaces between atoms that make up molecules that make up the water. In fact, if you had one molecule of water and were able to look for, sorry about that, able to look for the part that defines the stuffs that makes water tangible, physical, wet thing, you wouldn't be able to find it, right? Because there is no structure to the atoms that make up the molecules. All that is really there is something spinning energy and empty space. That's it. And that spinning energy and empty space is all that everything solid is made up of. That's it. Empty space. That's it. So now we just proved it using water, right? It says recent implications of this and other scientific discoveries. So our understanding of our world and how we interact with it are constantly evolving with new scientific discoveries. He said you may he said you may uh he said you may but I lost it. It said new scientific discoveries. You may recall the recent news of the discovery of the God particles. See that, the God particles, the Higgs boson particle through the giant hydrogen particles collider. But that's a whole totally different. Hey, brother Dorothy, that's a whole totally different battlefield right there, man. These scientists then dove into the God particle, man. He said, bro, what you thinking? Is it time? Is it time for force the devil's hand? The letter is written for us. That's to make them face it. They gotta face it. They got no choice but to face it, bro. They can't defeat us, man. They can't defeat this. So me, I believe everything is energy. I believe everything has a consciousness. If everything don't have a consciousness, how come trees know when the season's about to pass? Come on now. How come people can connect to the trees? How, if animals does if animals don't have a consciousness, how come humans are able to connect to the animals through the consciousness? You can just look and talk to your dog through thoughts. Thoughts are dealing with consciousness. You get what I'm saying? The thought is a consciousness. The thought of a consciousness. Consciousness thought. Like when we talking now, you get what I'm with. We're thinking at the same time as we're talking. So we have a consciousness thought as we're speaking. Yeah, it's gonna begin real soon. And it said, and you see this, it said molecules and atoms vibrate slower in a solid state and faster in a liquid or gas state. They can't explain how water is made of matter, bro. They can't explain that. That's why I told L'Oreal, you can't explain that, bro. I sent invites to the back chat so you can come on here and dialogue with me like a man. None of them we want to come over and dialogue like a man. Watch this. This is a good example. Another good example. Like I said, the water said, maybe you remember from chemistry class that water is made up of one hydrogen and two oxygen atoms, which why we represents water as H2O. The atoms are made up of subatomic particles that are nucleus, right? Consisting of protons, neutrons, and outer part, which is where the electrons are found. Right? You say electrons are energy. Electrons are energy. Electrons are energy. Electrons are where we get electricity. Electrons have a negative charge and a proton have a positive charge. Whereas neutrons are neutrally charged. When electrons move from one atom to another, there is a current of electricity created. So this is proving my point, man. It just proving my point that matter don't exist at the automatic level. Physics prove that nothing is solid, bro. So that the scientists are proving it. That's why it says we have this. That's why this is called new study, updated research. They re-updated this, man. Scientists that went back and looked and found that we don't need matter at the atomic level. You know what I mean? It's energy. Humans are created from energy. And then they go behind your back and say, well, um, matter is made up of energy too because of the particles, atoms, some shit like that. And then you'd be like, okay, so which one came first? Because one have to come first. You get what I'm saying? One had to come first. Oh man, look, he gonna understand. He gonna first. He gonna see, man. He gonna see, right? It said the molecules that make up the water. In fact, if you had one molecule of water, right? It said if you had one molecule of water and were able to look for the part that defines the stuff that makes water a tangible, physical, wet thing. That's what I asked him the other day. I said, bro, explain how water is wet. You get what I'm saying? I said, explain to us how water is wet. Bro, what type of question is this, bro? This is a heretical question. Damn, bro, you ask many heretical questions and I ask and I answer. You get what I'm saying? Like I asked one little question, it's heretical. You know what I mean? But if we look at it right here, this debunks the brother L'Oreal. It says, right? It says, let me read it again. It said there are spaces between the atoms that makes up the molecules that makes up the water. In fact, if you had one molecule of water and were able to look for the part that define the stuff that makes water a tangible, physical, wet thing, you wouldn't be able to find it. Why? Why you won't be able to find it? Watch this. This is because there is no structure to the atoms that make up the molecules. All that is really there is some spinning energy. What? I thought matter was there. Where the brothers at, man? See, I'm telling you, man, I send them to the back chat. Man, these brothers don't be on here. And we own consciousness. And this is what we talking about, bro. We just proving that matter don't exist at the atomic level. There's no need for matter, bro. You got energy. What you think your spirit is, bro? When you die, your astral body, your energy leaves from within the fleshly body. He said this is because no structures to the atoms that make up the molecules. So there's no atoms at all in water to make up molecules to explain how water is wet. Come on now, man. All that is really there is some spinning energy. So there's no matter there. There's no matter there. You see that? Not even water has it. See, there's no matter there. It's all spinning energy in empty spaces. So what is atoms is? So when I say solid matter don't exist at the atomic level, why? It's because it is empty spaces. It is empty spaces. So by it's being empty, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. It's nothing there. He said it's empty spaces. That's it. And that spinning energy or empty spaces is that all everything solid is made up of. That's it. So that's all that solid is made up of. It's made up of empty spaces. And they say, so they even got furthermore discovered. They even discovered the God particle. They then went and discovered the God particle. So not only did quantum physics prove that matter, solid matter don't exist at the atomic level, according to quantum physics, according to Einstein, and according to modern day science. Now, they didn't went and found the God particle. You see that? The God particle, the stuff that makes up the empty spaces between automatic particles. Come on, man. They're not going to accept this. Them folks are not going to accept that, man. Empty spaces isn't empty, right? It's full of stuff that we just don't know much about yet. Your molecules and the molecules of the earth around you are all just spinning, tiny energy particles dancing with each other. That's it. We can't see the shit in the earth, but we know some shit that you get what I'm saying. Just like what it just said, man. It's really not empty. It's something there, right? It's just we can't just see it. It's like trying to figure out what's in the earth, bro. But we can't see it. You get what I'm saying? We can't see it. So these brothers is not going to accept the fact that matter don't exist because they want to be from matter. That's it. They want to be one of the sons of Yadibab. We know once you read the Nag Hammadi, it tells us that Yadibab created matter. You want to be one of the sons of Yadibab. That's it. That's it. See, we come from the light being world. We're energy. So that's where we coming from. You get what I'm saying? You brothers don't like it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But now we see that the solid matter doesn't exist. And nothing is solid and everything is energy according to new research, according to current science, according to quantum physics. You get what I'm saying? Everything is energy, including the brothers that agree and say God and light is electromagnetism. Now they agree everything is energy. We have no problem with that, bro. The only the, he said matter is an illusion. Give me a second. I'm gonna bring that up right now. I'm gonna bring that up right now too. You know what I'm saying? Because you must understand that by these as we read in the CIA document earlier, where it says that everything was moving at a fast frequency, it was energy, creating these high tech illusions of solidness or solid matter. For to show you something real quick. show you something real quick. Pardon me. Right? So everything is energy vibrating at a fast frequency, so solid matter do not exist. Right? Says you've hit on a fascinating aspect of quantum physics. At a fundamental level, everything in the universe is indeed made of energy, vibrating at a different frequency. This idea stems from quantum mechanics, where particles like electrons are described by wave functions that represents probabilities rather than defined positions. So even what we perceive as solid matter is composed of these particles in constant motion. Okay? I don't know what trying to think of. I don't know what so, it's a solid matter. Give me one second. Right. So sorry about that. And it says the position, you even what we sorry about that. Let me start over. It said mechanics, where particles like electrons are described by wave functions that represents probabilities. Okay, just hand it to me. He probably always. He said they define positions. So even what we perceive as solid matter is composed of these particles in constant motion, right? It says solidity we experience is due to electromagnetic forces at the atomic level. You see that? So that's the only reason solidity, right? It says solidity we experience. So it's an experience. We experiencing a uh matrix, bro, a illusion. You get what I'm saying? The solidity we experience is due to electromagnetic forces. And these forces, right, are moving at a fast frequency. You get what I'm saying? And by them moving at a fast frequency, they are colliding with each other. And by them colliding with each other, they are creating a solidity experience. Now we believe that everything we see now is solid. Get what I'm saying? He said this Christ level talk is going they not gonna understand. They're not gonna understand like frequencies and see. They don't know that the Christ of the Bible actually dealt with quantum physics. I wouldn't say the Christ of the Bible because Christ is not a person. Christ is a level of achievement. I say the Jesus man of the Bible taught quantum physics. They don't understand it. He taught quantum physics. He taught it. So now it says, would you like to dive into some more? Right? It said, so I said exactly. So therefore, solidness is not a fundamental, right? It's not a fundamental property but throttle and emerge phenomenon. So I said it is not a right. I said it's not a fundamental property, but it is an emerged phenomenon. It is an emerged phenomenon. Remember this: it is not a fundamental property. For the ones in the back chat who said it was a fundamental property, it is not a fundamental property, right? So it says preciously, solidness is a emergent property that arises from the interactions between atoms and molecules. At the fundamental level, everything is composed of particles that are consistently in motion, and there is interaction creates the illusion of solidity. You see that? There you go, Dwayne, brother Darkness. There you go. Solid matter, the solidness, the solid tree. Anything that's solid. It is illusion created by the fundamental level of everything that is composed of particles that are constantly in motion. Come on, man. And by it being in motion, constantly being in motion, what is it doing? It is causing us to have a interaction with our inner self, right? That creates the illusion of solidity. The illusion of solidity. They wouldn't understand reality, brother darkness, because reality nowadays is the mature world to them. That's their reality. But little do they know, from what we just read, from earlier previous documents from the CIA, from scientists, from new updated research information on quantum physics, solid matter don't exist. It don't. Not at the atomic level. And not only it don't exist, it's not even a fundamental property. And these brothers out here defending this stuff. It's not even a fundamental property. It's an emergent property that arises from the interactions between atoms and molecules. Come on, bro. But y'all talking about y'all some scientists. Them boys ain't no scientists. Say it, right? It say, and then look, and then it gave an example, right? It says, right, this emergent phenomenon is a result of the electromagnetic forces between particles, right? For instance, when you touch a solid object, you feel resistance, not because the atoms are truly solid, but because the electromagnetic force. So basically, it's like you touching something. When you touch something and the electric and it shock you, you be like, damn, that just shocked me type shit. It's because of the emergent phenomenon that's the result, which is the result of an electromagnetic field between the particles. And what are those particles? It's the atoms and molecules. What it said earlier, it says solidness is an emergent property that arises from the interactions between atoms and molecules. So if we keep reading again, right, it gave us a good example of this emergent phenomenon through a result of electromagnetic forces. When you touch something, it let out shock. Right? Now watch this. It says you feel resistance not because the atoms are truly solid, but because the electromagnetic forces between the atoms in your hand and the object repel each other. So let's say if I would have touched my freezer or my refrigerator, right? I just created I just created uh this solid this solidness, right? I just created this solidness and it just emerged through the atoms in my hand, through the molecules, and it released a electromagnetic forces from my hand into the uh, solid object, which repel each other. So it's like a back and forth thing. You get what I'm saying? And he gave us another example. So it's a bit like how a crowd of people can create a seemingly solid barrier when they're packed closely together, even though it's each individual personally is not solid in the same way. So basically saying like if we pack together like sardines, we can generate heat. Humans can generate heat. That's the energy. That's the energy you're creating through the electromagnetic field from the atoms and the particles that are working together to create this solidness through the barrier that you guys had created. If you guys can understand what I just said. I mean, it may go over some people's heads, but it don't get no clearer than this, man. He said they can't oppose the testimony this hour. The truth got them looking like the shadow reacted the movement of the light. Some of them don't even know what the light is, brother darkness. Right? And he said the more we learn about the universe at the quantum level, the more we realize how much of our everyday experience is shaped by these underlying forces and interactions. It's truly mind blowing. Hell yeah. So watch this. So is electrons moving? So is it the electrons moving or is it the atoms? So it says the motion of electron plays a key role in the interaction that gives rises to the properties of matter we experience. Electrons are constantly moving around the nucleus of an atom, and their interactions with other electrons and automatic nuclei creates the electromagnetic forces that we were perceived as solidy, liquidy, or gas. You see that? So it is the electrons that are around the nucleus that are moving constantly in motion that are creating the electromagnetic forces, which is causing a illusion that we're believing that everything we're seeing is solid, including us. You get what I'm saying? It says the fascinating part is that these electrons don't follow classical paths like planets orbiting the sun, right? Instead, they exist in a cloud of probabilities, which is described by quantum mechanics. This is why you will often hear about electrons occupying orbitals rather than fixed positions. You see that? You guys got to understand quantum physics, man. This is energy. We don't need matter. Matter don't exist at the quantum mechanic level, man. But I'm gonna show you what level it does. It does exist there. Watch this. Here we go. It says so at the microscopic level, solid appears, not the automatic level, right? Watch this. Absolutely. So it said I nailed it. It said at the microscopic level, objects appear solid to us because of the collective behavior of trillions of atoms and their interactions. However, at the atomic and subatomic level, matter is mostly empty spaces with particles in constant motion. And those particles are the electrons that are around these atoms. You get what I'm saying? They're moving constantly at a fast frequency, creating an illusion that solidness exists. See that? So it doesn't exist at the subatomic level nor the atomic level, but it does exist at the micro level. It does exist at the macro level. But why don't they exist at the atomic or the sub level? Because it goes to show you that at those type of levels, matter is not needed. And that it was energy before matter. And then matter came after the fact of energy. To me, energy will be like I said earlier, like in religion thoughts, it'd be like spirits. Like according to science, it'd be like uh spirits and stuff like that. So it said the solid field experience is a result of the electromagnetic forces between the atoms. So basically, let's say if we feeling the TV or we feeling microwave or anything that's solid, we feel it. The reason why we're feeling this and we're saying that it's solid is because of the electromagnetic forces between the atoms and our body and the atoms and the object we're touching, right? It's interaction that creates the sensation of solidity, even though the actual atoms and particles themselves are not solid in the way we perceive them. So they let you know it's not solid, bro. It's fascinating, an example how different scales of observation can reveal entirely different characteristics of matter. At the quantum level, reality is much more fluid and dynamic than our everyday microscopic experience. See that? It don't it don't get no different than that, man. I mean, it don't get no simpler than that one. So we know that this is all an illusion being created. It's being created by fast frequency uh particles moving at a fast frequency, man, that are causing us to think that everything is we're seeing is real when it's not. But like I said, man, we just shown solid matter don't exist at the atomic level. Everything is energy vibrating at a fast frequency. Uh, like man, we just brought up some stuff today. We just brought out some stuff today. We just brought out some stuff today. It says sound is the vibration of the air molecules. Remember, I was saying earlier in the CIA document, when I showed them the CIA document, what did it say? It says sound or frequency is the vibration of the molecules. So now, just off a single Google type, where I typed in everything is energy vibrating at a fast frequency, so solid matter do not exist, generator, right? Say sound is the vibration of the molecules, mechanic wave of pressure and displacement through a medium. That means that the sound is the vibration of matter air. If matter is also vibration, then air must be a vibration of something else because how can vibration exist without a medium? That's why it's called frequency. See that? Frequency. That's why it's called frequency, man. That's why it's called frequency. That's why it's called frequency. But he said he trying to get on that thing. Uh, let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna put the I'm gonna put the link up here, bro, so y'all can get on. So you can get on. I sent it to the chat. It's up there. It's up. Brother Darkness say he trying to get on that thing. He trying, hey, Brother Darkness, he trying to get on this thing, cut y'all up, man. You know what the rock is cooking. So everything, man, it's like a high frequency, man. So frequency, if all matter vibrates, what does actually vibrating means? Like we shown earlier, it's a frequency, sound. You get what I'm saying? Uh, that's all that you need, man. You don't need nothing else besides that, man. So when these brothers out here saying that they're made of matter and shit like that, it's just their illusion. It's their frequencies that's being created. That didn't mean not frequency, but it's their energy moving at a high frequency, put it that way. Moving at a high frequency, which is like the speed of light, and they're colliding with each other and they're making uh these frequencies. You get what I'm saying? All right, brother Darkness. I know you're on your way for the show, man. Tell them boys to hop on too. Tell them boys to hop on. Tell them boys to hop on. It's nothing is solid, man. Nothing is solid. Everything is energy. Let me pull that screen back up on the screen. You gotta get him up with. gotta get him up there. These brothers don't understand. They don't understand that CIA document. They don't understand the CIA document. I'm trying to see, man, how can I get it a little bigger? There we go. That bad boy on the screen. Yeah. That bad boy on the screen.
It had
So,
it, somebody had to move it. I didn't move it, so. But
we got the darkness on this
yeah,
channel.
yeah. What's up, y'all? Man, it's great to be on the show with your bro Yaya. I see you over here dropping the knowledge, brother. We're gonna start getting you out there to the eyes and the ears so they can understand that all this is legit, it's real. Give me one moment, brother. I'm gonna step aside for a second. I'm
Oh,
gonna
you
let you
good?
continue your thing.
Oh no, you good. I was just I'm just popping back on her and shit. Goddamn me with the frequency and stuff like that. Remember we were talking about it earlier about how frequency just needs sound and stuff like that. And now I got it zoomed in on the screen. I didn't know how to zoom in at first earlier, but you see where it's talking about the achievement and the phenomenon and as the frequency following response and stuff like that, which means that a subject hears a sound, produces at a high frequency, which illuminate one of those associated with the operations of the human brain. So we're basically saying we just need sound, man. The sound of frequency. That's all that we need, man. We really don't need what these other people saying that we actually need, bro. You get what I'm saying? But what you got to say on her, Brother Darkness, though? You get what I'm saying? What you got to say about meditation, higher inner self, and hypnosis and stuff like that? What you got to
Yeah,
say?
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. So I was earlier about to get on earlier, and I had my Bible. So at the moment, I'm just trying to make sure that my Bible didn't get either stolen or just misplaced in some degree. Um, because I got a big dog, man, and so the big dog threw me off track in regards to where I last saw the Bible. Because I was gonna bring up the Bible and oh, found it. See what I'm saying? It was blending in, man. It was blending in. Hi, how you doing tonight, brother? Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, I'm doing blood, man. I'm doing well,
Good,
man.
good, bro. Good, good. I don't want to get too lost and what's going on, brother, because I'm hearing what you're saying in regards to the CIA. Now let's backtrack a little bit and add and contribute to the matter that you are
For
bringing,
sure.
which is a very significant matter that people need to take serious, man. I mean, people need to understand, like, um, that this is information that you can go and look up yourself. This isn't some conspiracy theory that you can only access through like old people that like if you buy them some beer. Nah, this is some real shit. So you go, you look up this information that had to be declassified, of course, redacted. Of course, you know they redacted the shit out of it. Um, and they had to release it to the public, like the MK Ultra. People thought that that was a trip. Now, in today's time, uh, for people to dismiss certain testimonies, such as the testimony of which that you are presenting tonight, people have to be blasted out of their fucking minds at this point to dismiss any of this information as mere conspiracy theories. This is not the 90s. We're not in the 90s anymore, right? We're living in an age of information, meaning that knowledge is power, and it's dog eat dog out here. If you're not prepared your food And you know what I'm saying? It's the circle of life. It's the circle of life, man. It's nature. Animals know what they are. You know what I'm saying? You don't, an animal don't got to be told what position it's in. It knows, it moves accordingly.
Right.
Like, and humans understand this principle. The only difference between the animal and the human is humans with ego. It's only their ego. They choose to, and this is where disorder comes in. They challenge the position. No, I'm better than this. No, no, I reject you, God. You're telling me I'm soft. I'm not soft, right? Now, some of your greatest fighters, right? I mean, I'm just you. This is an analogy because this can apply to all ranges of life. I'm just making an analogy, focusing in on using the aspect of combat. So you have a young teenager. He's growing up, just like you and me. He ain't no different. He's on the back of a school bus. His boys is talking about, yo, which one's gonna smash first? Blah blah blah. And he's just getting through. He's got the same issues. His grandma's getting ready to die. They could barely afford a bill. Blah blah blah. And he picks up a hobby. He picks up an activity to keep him from, you know, um, thinking about how he ain't gonna have no food on Friday because what I'm saying, his mom got sick and his dad's mad because they're gonna fall short on the rent, whatever. So he's like, yo, I'm bored, not so he at the gym, he's boxing, he's doing this, he's fighting. It's all sport. If he has any frustration, whatever, he might be able to take it out. He found a way to hit somebody in the face and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? But he found out that, hey, this shit ain't that easy. Where I could just go in and hit a dude in his face, and then it's 7 o'clock, time to go to school. Nah, it's more like, yo, I just got out of school. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little frustrated, but I'm not really thinking too much. I know that you know what I'm saying. I got a few hours to burn before it starts to get late, and Mama don't start cooking until dark. So fuck it. I'm gonna go over here. Boom. Next thing you know, you get hit in your shit. You knocked out or whatever. You get staggered. You get checked by somebody. And the only reason why you got checked is because you didn't think that was gonna happen. You went in the ring like, yo, look at this cat, and he hit you with something that just didn't make sense, and you're just like, nah, you can't look like that, be like that, and hit me the way you did. That's crazy, right? That's life telling you, hey, you know what I'm saying? This is where you at. And dudes don't think nothing of it. And then next thing you know, they're a good ass fighter. You know what I'm saying? But and that's their skill. They're a good ass fighter because they know the psychology. They picked up what it was when you get in that ring. And all this shit is all the same. It's like 50 Cent said, man. Don't be afraid, and if you're gonna be afraid, don't be just afraid of the man that show up in front of your face. Maybe in broad daylight, he show up in front of your face, ski mask, gun, give me your fucking money. Give me your phone, give me your money, right? Now, take that shit and apply that to the man that you gave money to. You shook his hand. He smiled. You both smiled at each other. He said, have a nice day. And he complimented your lady's hair. And you didn't think nothing of it till you found out that, man, he got over on you. You did a deal where the man like is living large and in charge, and you're a slave to debt. And I can't articulate it as good as 50 Cent did when he said it. But in a nutshell, I'm going to say that we're talking about spirituality, you and me, right? And what you're talking about right now on this show is about spirituality, dealing with high levels of psychology, high levels where we can, if we was going to break the complexity down in simple form, we'd have to
Yep.
start talking about what most people do, which is frequencies,
Exactly.
and you know what I'm saying, vibration and frequencies. Now, mind you, to certain people, not all, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to bunch everybody in one group, but to a lot of people, to hear the word frequency, they start thinking particularly about sound.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They're not really thinking about any other range of an approach. There's no other approach to what they're perceiving outside of what we're taught, which is sound. So if I say, "Yo, dude's on a different frequency," to somebody, if he was gonna take it at face value and literal, he'd be like, "Yo, what's dude talk about? What kind of frequency? Like, was his voice? You know what I'm saying?" Well, when really we just talk about his movement or the way he's behaving, you know,
Right.
the slang. So to get to the part where I was talking about the fighting, right? Fighting, and the reason why I brought it up is because it's it's like it's a small picture to a bigger picture, and basically saying that life is like, and Shakespeare said it himself. He said, life is one big movie, right? Is one big stage, and we're all actors and actresses. That's facts. Whether people want to believe it or not. Now let's look at it on a scientific level. Fuck that was a poetic level. That was what you would call like principle or philosophy. Now let's go to a scientific level, right? We have perpetual. We are now when it comes to science or dealing with like arts and performance. We're dealing with pictures. We're dealing with noise and image, basically a sound and a picture, visual, audio. Right now, you got two signs that are given to us naturally that we didn't ask for, we didn't create it. It just is. And what is that? It's two things, two components. That is your breath. That's your breath,
Right.
and that is your heartbeat, your the blood flow. Now, mind you, people could say, and I won't argue with them because it's debatable. People will say that there's actually a third, which is your consciousness, because even when you go to sleep, your thoughts really don't just shut off. Now, that's debatable and can be argued because there are some people, including myself, who can go to sleep and not think a damn thing. Just wake up. Just I go to bed, I wake up. I didn't think a fucking thing. I don't remember it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they usually say is, oh well, you didn't remember it. Okay, I'll give you that. But if I don't remember it, it might as well just not didn't happen. In terms of the consciousness, now you know what I'm saying. Now, um, basically, so you got the breath and you got the heartbeat, right? The heart is your blood. Boom, 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 boom. Guess what? That shit happens. As long as you're existent, that is a sign, a token. It's like a ticket saying, hey man, you want to get on Earth? You want to get in this club called Earth? I need your
Right.
ticket. Boom, boom. Because you ain't getting in the club without it.
Mm-hmm.
So the heartbeat and the breath is a sign. And I'm now, guess what? I'm not talking philosophy now. I'm not being poetic now. I'm not on some Shakespeare shit right now. I'm telling your ass straight the fuck up. Just like motherfucker, you want to drink out that glass of water because you thirsty? Yeah, just like your ass is motherfucking bleeding and you're breathing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got breath and you got blood, and that's telling you that you need to ask questions. Don't just be like, oh, okay. Nah, there's a reason why when you hear that drum, why you feel like you need to do something. Like you feel that drum, you boom boom. You hear that drum, you hear that music. What's going on? What's that music making you do? Why you feel like doing that? Why you feel like showing people that? Why you want to look like that? When that music come up and they start playing that music, why you make that face?
Right.
These are questions, man. Look. It's like I was telling you earlier about fighting, right? About being a fighter, or like fighting is one of the essences of tapping into the spirit. And here's what I'm trying to say, right? And I try not to lose people when I say it because it's highly controversial, but it's truth, right? Nobody's gonna actually argue with me about it. They'll just try to clown me, but they ain't gonna argue the facts. And
Right.
that is this. What really, like when we look at it, right? We know the spectrum is duality. We know that we on a spectrum. This I can talk to you like this because you're that intelligent. Not too many people I can talk to like this because they'd already be asking a million questions because I lost them since the gate. Because they're like, what the fuck, what you saying, bro? Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have to bring no rope. I I didn't have to bring no lifeboats, no ropes.
He said he had to take the toy from the dog.
Yeah, word. Like, let's put it this way, bro. Um, when it comes to a lot of these cats, bro, they're not even close. So don't take it personal because I'm the same way, bro. When you look at you're like, yo, a lot of people they're gonna hear you, but they're not gonna listen because
They
you're too advanced. You're too
they not
advanced, bro.
like when the brother tried to add to Meta AI
Uh,
about the CIA document. I had to explain to
yeah.
him, bro. AI is only used for social media platforms, bro, and for human intelligence, like emotions and feelings and shit. So it's gonna go off how you feeling, off the questions you've asked. So if you saying, well, explain to such and such dumbass that uh God is light and electromagnetism, and that you can't survive without electromagnetism. It's going to say and give you the exact answer that you're looking for. You get what I'm
So
saying, bro?
so bro, yeah, yeah. And I know you was there when I said it like the first time, and bro, you been there with me, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm talking about Laurel, and I'm talking about what's that other dude name? I forgot his name. Ruben. Okay, so let's go. Let's just talk about them two real quick. Ruben and Laurel, and I'm on record saying this. I ain't talking behind nobody's back. I'm on record. I'm in front of the camera saying it. I ain't hiding. So people can call it whatever they want to call it. But Laurel and Ruben, we are, bro, I'm gonna put you aside just for a second because you already crushed them. So if I talk about you and what you did, it's just too much, bro. It's too much. So let me just say that I already killed him the first time when I told him. I said knowledge. When it comes to knowledge, that's duality. The zero, the one, the good, the bad, the up, the down, all that, right? All that goes to the principle of knowledge, right? Which we all understand. We can all understand that in all ranges of academia, even science. We talk about left, right, up, down, zero, one, right? Okay. Now, when we talk about electromagnetism, we're talking about the same fucking thing, bro. We're talking about good and bad, zeros and ones, light and shadow, up and down. That's all it is. So y'all are trying to say God is electromagnetism. That's stupid. How are you going to make, and it's like I tell people all the time, I say to people, how badass do you think a car is? Like when you look at a Lamborghini or when you look at a Rolls Royce Phantom, what do you think? That shit is crazy, right? Okay, as badass as the car is, think about the one who created the car. Now, how badass is that? Now, here's the crazier part: the person that created the car doesn't look nothing like the fucking car and doesn't do nothing that the car does. Am I tripping, bro?
Nah, you ain't tripping, bro.
That's the question, bro. Like, bro, yeah, yeah, am I tripping, bro?
Nah, you ain't
Like,
tripping.
look at it's like, bro, I created a car. That car is badass, but that motherfucker don't do shit. All he does, maybe he might be yelling at his lady because she don't wash the outside of the cup. She only just washed the inside. Some stupid shit like that. He a regular ass dude, but the motherfucker built a car though. That's what makes him different. So when you look at the car, you say, fuck. But you wouldn't know how badass he was unless he showed you the car. You see? And that's what I'm trying to tell people, man. They get lost in the sauce because of Hollywood, bro. Hollywood got everybody thinking, and you know, here's one of the number one things I tell people, brother, to get to convert them to Gnosticism, to get them over on Christ, to get them behind Christ. I always let people know primarily the reward you're going to get for being a good Christian, the better you are, the smarter you are, and the more intelligent you are at following the message of Christ and the spiritual ones, the more you're going to suffer. Fact. Fact.
Right.
Bro, I couldn't have been any more real than that. As a matter of fact, bro, one plus one equaling two is not as accurate as what I just told you, bro. When I say if you master following Christ and you become spiritual by the letter, you interpret the world as you know it to be, and you take that testimony and you say, "I know the purpose." So that alone, you've already wrestled with the truth. What is the truth? This earth ain't shit. This
Exactly.
earth is trash. People need to get that through their fucking heads, bro, and stop trying to wrestle with the shit. Talking about my God wouldn't do this. My God would your God did. It's done. You dealing with it. Your God has got you in here talking like that right now.
Right.
So, so I tell people, man, you know what I'm saying? The fact that you can access the thought of a bad person, or the fact that you can even imagine what a terrible God might be, that's letting you know that you're in a place where you need to figure out why. If you can't make sense, bro, it blows my mind, dude. If you take any human or animal and you stick them in a room with no doors or windows, what is that human or animal bound to do? Look for a way out. So, if you take us, stick us in this body, and then tell us that at some point we're going to die, if we're not people that have been doing that already, if we're not that person that's like, oh, did you say die? That's my homeland. No, we don't know what the fuck that is. So when you come to Earth, right, it's like being thrown into a room with no windows or doors. The only difference with most of humans is they somehow get trained into thinking, oh well, shit, I'm just supposed to sit here until I fucking like pass out and die. Okay, I guess that's what I'll do. What you talking about? You need to ask why you in there. You need to figure out how to get the fuck out. Motherfuckers don't even try to escape because they think they figured out what their purpose is. Oh, I'm supposed to sit here in this chair and hate every bit of my existence because Jesus loves me. Whoa.
Right.
No, yo, listen, motherfuckers is really not on autopilot. They're lying to you. Don't let them lie to you. And unless you don't want to deal with the conversation, don't let motherfuckers lie to you, bro. Every one of these motherfuckers is scared, bro.
Exactly.
They all know that when that time comes, if and here's the cool thing: freeze, right? Freeze the clock right before everybody's about to meet their death. Freeze their clock, and I guarantee you, 90% of everybody will literally tell you once you freeze that clock and say, "Okay, what do you wish you would have done before the situation?" Outside of the fact of them saying, "I wish I wasn't here right now in a different area," they're also going to say, "Oh, I wish I read the Bible more. Oh, I wish I knew more about God." I bet you do. Motherfuckers all want to. You know, there's an expression, bro. You know, it's on the battlefield. It says that there are no atheists in foxholes. Have you ever heard of that expression?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's an expression, bro. That's a legit expression that is used on the battlefield since I think World War II, or might be even World War One. But it's a simple expression. It just basically says there are no atheists in foxholes. Man, bro, I've never been to war. I've never experienced battlefield combat, war. I don't know what that's like. I can only imagine it. So let me tell you this, bro. And this is how real this shit is. The fact that just imagining it, I'm not even there, but imagining being in a fucking ditch and you can hear and see the dirt moving around because bullets is hitting it. And all you can say to yourself is, yo, if this is it, I hope I'm doing the right thing. I hope I'm on the right side. Bro, I know everybody that's in war has to be thinking like that. You're in war, even if you're a badass motherfucker and you don't think ain't nobody. The moment you know you're about to die or you might die, you're gonna be saying to yourself, "Man, I hope that whatever's behind that door I'm about to go through, I hope that I was going. I hope my instincts were right. I hope that whatever my mind was telling me, that was the correct fucking thing." Bro,
Right.
they gotta be thinking that shit, bro. You telling me you wouldn't think that shit, bro? If you're like, yo, you're about to die, you telling me it's not gonna run through your mind at least once where you're like, man, I hope that I'm gonna be good on the other side of this. I hope this shit ain't about to go crazy. Like, I hope I'm not about to enter a, a bad acid trip.
Exactly.
Like, imagine that, bro. Going into a bad high.
Smoking some bad weed.
Right, worse. Like motherfucker want to do like let's say motherfucker wants to do methamphetamine or some shit, right? And they
Right.
give him some shit. They give him some shit where it's like I don't even know, bro, because I don't be doing these drugs, bro. But like anything where because I've heard of people talk about bad highs and bad trips. I don't know what that's like, bro. Um, but I hear it's a bad experience because you're trapped in it. So and I imagine that shit. Like somebody told me about shrooms. They said, man, shrooms is where it can go either way. And so from what I'm hearing on the street, the wisdom is when before you do shrooms, make sure you're in a good mood, you're in a good state of mind. Nothing bad is going on in your life. Don't do shrooms if your woman just broke, like if your high school sweetheart just broke up with you after 10 years because you just revealed to her that, like, I don't know, you're losing hair. Like, oh shit, I'm about to go bald. And she just leaves you. That shit right there is like, you don't want to go into a high and then you're feeling that way. That might be bad, right? Well, here's how I handle situations like that. If I gotta make sure that my mood is a certain way and my mind state is a certain way before I enter. Then I don't. That's when somebody told me that about shrooms. That's the reason why I never did it. You can't tell me some shit like that, and then I'm like, yeah, man, let me try it out. Are you kidding me? You just told me make sure that I'm in a good state of mind. You crazy? So if I'm in a, what if I'm sad? Oh, this might amplify it. Oh, I don't want this shit. Nah, I'm good with that. So, um, long story short, basically what I was saying is and this ties into the MK Ultra. The MK Ultra, and why does it tie into the MK Ultra? The very same thing. The CIA is studying, and just like the rest of them, they're studying all forms of academia. Why? Power. They want control. So if they can find a way to exploit you, they're going to do it. That's a fact. They're on record
Yeah,
bragging. I'll make an example. Chuck Schumer, he was a Democratic Senate at the time. As a matter of fact, I think he was Senator of the House. Well, he told an active president at the time. This is first term President Trump. This is his first term. He told him, this is all, you can go look it up, bro. He said it on the fucking news and for everybody to see it. He said to the president, bro, this shit sounds so crazy when I say it that when you look it up, it's like, wow, that's the age we're living in, bro, where an active political figure will tell another active political figure, most importantly, the president, he will say to him, Don't fuck with the CIA because we got 6 ways from Sunday to get back at you.
Hell yeah.
What? That's what he said. That's not, bro. That's real, bro. I didn't, bro. I might have paraphrased the curse word, but he said it in plain speech to the president on live TV, on the cameras, on documents, so everybody can write it down and say, at this time, at this date, at this position, he said this. The motherfucker did all of that, and he said to the president, you mess with the CIA, we have 6 ways. Obviously, it's six because 7 days in a week. He said, we got 6 ways from Sunday to get back at you.
I believe they, look what they did to John F. Kennedy when he had for the UFO documents from the CIA.
Oh, yeah, and that's why Trump declassified it and put it out there for everybody to see. Now, mind you, I rock with a lot of what Trump's doing, and I'm glad Trump won.
Classified them now? Is they online?
So what?
You said he declassified them now?
Yes, absolutely. He declassified it. Absolutely. It's online. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, a lot of that shit been going viral, bro. A lot of that shit been going viral. A lot of channels is doing research. hmm Yeah, that's declassified, bro. Yeah, remember that magic bullet? That's becoming talk of the town again because everybody's like, yo, let's put it this way. After everybody gets done reading the JFK files, I guarantee you, nobody, and I mean nobody, will have not even a shred of trust for the media ever again, bro. Everybody will know that they're worse than liars. It's one thing when you lie; it's another when you're complicit to cover up a murder, especially when you're being complicit for an entity that was paying you to sabotage not only yourself but your own people. So you're a sellout. If you really want to get technical, they sellouts.
You think that you seen I sent you that they declassified CIA document about the
yes. You got some real ass shit. You know what's so funny is that those documents sound just like the Nag Hammadi. It's like them trying to wrestle with the Nag Hammadi scripts, bro, in like real time, bro.
Bro, like, man, these niggas had to dive into the Nag.
Oh, bro, and if they didn't, that's crazy if they didn't, bro. Like, imagine if they really didn't look at that shit, and because they're trying to figure this shit out, but it's like, I think it's pretty funny because you're looking at the CIA documents and like they're trying to be all fucking extra smart, like we have studied in advance, but they're so lost that like we can't understand the phenomenon. It's like, bro, this shit was written already. You motherfuckers is like the latest motherfuckers in like, yeah, like y'all motherfuckers. Matter of fact, don't even come to work. Go home. Go home.
Y'all been back. Y'all just backing up with me and saying for centuries now.
Madly, bro. That shit. And check this out, y'all. All those new age spirituals talk about like high vibrations and you know all that shit. And bro, all that shit was Christ beat y'all all to the punch, man. He beat all y'all. All that shit y'all talk about. He said it already. Here's the difference, and this is the thing, y'all. I want you to understand it, bro, and why I do what I do, just so you know. Because I know sometimes you might be asking, why Brother Darkness still be rocking with that goddamn Bible, man? They done fucked with it so much. It's like you know, it's like looking at a, you know, it's like, bro, really, you know, like
you use Boki Perler to the Nag Hammadi. I mean, I do too.
Yeah. Oh well, bro, that's the biggest reason is because when it comes to the Nag Hammadi, when it comes to the Dead Sea Scrolls, the text. I promise you, brother, I mean this with all my heart. I would have thrown that Bible away and burnt it up if I was able to show that the Bible was a contradiction and a tool used to manipulate us and get us away from the lie, which in hindsight, at face value, it is. But the difference is they edited it not by necessarily changing the words. They edited it by just giving us a condensed version. So they just try to make it smaller, and they figured if we can make it more vague, then they'll never know. So they didn't essentially like change it. They just made it smaller, and they got rid of all the rest of the shit, thinking that we'll never find it. And Now
You
that
got
we found it, now mind you, when I went into the Nag Hammadi, my first mission was destroy the Bible. Destroy anybody reading the Bible, destroy anybody that has the Bible, anybody that's got the Bible on their mind, I'm going to destroy you. But the problem was the Nag Hammadi lines up perfectly with the Bible. It all, bro, they all support each other.
yeah. And it
And
was one of the first.
once once you read it, it's bro, it's a mind, bro, it blows my mind, bro.
It was one of the first Canaan Bibles too. You know, one of the first Canaan
Absolutely.
diagnostic Bible. You know, it was
Yeah, but
translated.
see,
One dude named Simon, Simon something. He was one of the diagnostic movements. One of
yeah,
the guys that gets
yeah.
credit for. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
You, I'm trying to. I don't want to say Powell.
I mean, Simon something. You
I
get what
keep
I'm saying?
thinking P word like a Powell or something, but no.
He was credited to coin one of the first Canaan. He coined one of the first.
I'll look it up. But I like that you mentioned that. So you're noticing that that all this shit's kind of going back to the Canaanites and the Phoenicians, the
All this
Phoenician language.
all this shit going back. Yeah, yeah. All this shit going back to like ancient times.
Absolutely, absolutely. So when with you and I, and that's the thing, bro. You're that intelligent, even at your age. You're that intelligent to understand that just that base. That's just a basic premise. We're not even getting into detailed discussion right now. We're just skimming through the waters right now, and you already understand that even when you go into the folklore and all the mythologies, the Greek mythology, even the African spiritualism, all of it starts. Yeah, it all, huh?
I said Sumerian mythology, the Indian
Yes,
mythology.
yeah, it all starts. So hold on, let me try to do this. I'm gonna walk this dog while I'm with you. Um, Yeah, but like, and it all kind of sounds the same, right? When you read it all, like it may have like a remix to it. It may be like remixed and shit, but it all sounds the same. It's like a story being told over and over again, right?
It's all the same. Some of that shit been
All the
demonized
same.
over time. We just
Hey,
gotta
hey, hey,
minimize.
just like you said, brother Yaya. Look at look at the Baphomet statue. Look at what they did to it.
They demonize it. They want you to believe it's about
Thank
transgender.
you. There we go. See what I'm saying?
It's
They
about balance.
demonized it, bro. They
Man,
demonized all it.
it's about duality, man. Balance. You know, you
They don't
can't.
want us to know that. Look, bro, there's something so powerful about that they don't want us to know, bro. I haven't figured that part out.
A man, these Hebrews nowadays, they hate when you say, "Oh, a man has a feminine side," and your feminine
Say
side
that
can be
again.
the gay side. Your feminine side can
Get
be a nurture side. You know what I mean?
facts,
The
facts.
nurture side, which is your feminine side, that's your lovable side. You love your woman. While you loving your woman, your girl, you showing your nurture side, your feminine side. Let's say if you work Valentine's Day coming around, you do some special shit, you showing your feminine side. You showing your
You
nurture.
know,
You balancing
and
yourself
that's
out. And they don't know that they balancing themselves out when they do that. You get what I'm saying? Only if they knew that they was actually balancing themselves out by equaling themselves out to their mate. That's
that's
why.
gonna be one of our biggest challenges, brother. Is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fact that with the knowledge that you have, right, and the fact notice, like I notice it, but I got to tell you this, brother, because I have the same issue. Is you're speaking in a spirit, so when you do that, you're erasing the flesh, you're erasing all the shit that you need in order to communicate or articulate. But when you erase all that, you're just articulating pure energy, pure consciousness, right? And when you get to that point, people like, especially regular people, they're gonna be like, "Yo, what the fuck is you talking about?" Like they're not gonna not even know what you're talking about. And here's the thing, brother. Like your job and my job, and this is where it's gonna be challenging. Is your job is they everybody's got to know. Imagine you being like a brother, right? Like me. Imagine you and I were brothers, right? And we had parents, and our parents. We was in a household, and I remember you. You remember me, and you're like, "Yo, we having a great time." But then our mom is crying. We see our mama crying. We're like, why is your mama crying? And we see our daddy's angry. And but he's trying to be good. And then we're like, yo, what's going on? And then they sit us down and like, look, you got a lot of brothers and sisters that got trapped and they got them over here in the spot and and they got them confused and all messed up and they got them doing bad stuff and they're probably never going to come back home. So what is our natural response? What do you think you and I are going to say? We're not going to be like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. We're going to go play our video games. Nah, we could be like, yo, where's this at? So that's why we're here. So once we remember why we're here, now we have one mission, and that is not only just save ourselves. Of course, saving yourself. That shit is. Well, I don't want to say the word autonomous, but that shit is like, ah, it's gonna happen no matter what. I mean, duh. Of course, you're gonna save yourself. Why not? You have to save yourself.
For your
So
own self.
right, right. So you got to save yourself. So here's where we start to save others is by saying, okay, we acknowledge that first. We acknowledge this earth is trash, and that's a brutal truth that most people can't even get through. Is
Trash.
this earth is trash, and you know what they do? They try to be poetic about it, and here are the people that are going to fight you the most. Those John 3:16. No, Jesus says, love your enemies, and turn your cheek, and just love, 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 and give out hugs, bro. Those are going to be the ones you got to like. You got to remind them that, hey, listen, all that lovey, like all that beautiful shit you're saying, you're trying to erase the fact that if I slap the shit out of you right now, panic would envelop you. You know what I'm saying? Like I would invoke you in fear. Like so,
Like
so
this,
so it's like
get out of here. You tell me you'll turn the other cheek. Get out of here.
right. You feel me? Like it's like because and it's so sad, but it's like when they start talking that way, just in that moment, they're trying to be poetic and they're trying to like get you to be like, oh, like we can really kumbaya our way out of this shit. And that type of illusion, can think of it like this: they're casting spells. They're trying to cast a spell of illusion on you, like you're not a fucking grand wizard that just hit them with the rawest fucking magic they've ever seen. They still like maybe I can John 3:16 them. John 3:16. God, so get the fuck out of here with that shit. Listen, man, I'm about to tell you the grim reality. All right. And bro, and that's gonna be your toughest mission. And here's why. Because what age are we at right now, bro? We are in the age of not only information, the digital era, but we are in the age of we are in the age of 32 genders, bro. Right? And here's where it gets tricky, right? You and I are advanced. We read the Nag Hammadi. We're fucking advanced, bro. I don't care what anybody says. If you can read the Nag Hammadi and not be bored, then you are definitely abstract at best. So with that being said, 32 genders versus the two genders. And here's why I say that. Because you got everybody on the one side saying two genders, male and female. That's how God created us. And guess what? Guess what their talking point is, and guess where they get most of their power from? Bible. They use the Bible, and they use the Bible talking, or what they think is the Bible talking points. They use that to basically silence the LGBT, to basically shut them the fuck up on the gender on the gender thing.
Oh, yeah.
The crazy thing, here's where it gets tricky, is you and I, with what we know, we have to find a way, and it's tricky, bro, because this is where I'm at, right? Like I'm on a tightrope where I don't like my doctrine is kind of what you already know, bro. Like I'm not gonna just because you're this or that doesn't mean that you're anything. You know what I mean? It's not that simple. So I'm not going to judge somebody based off of their appearance or based off of their sexuality. Now, mind you, I do believe in truth. I'm a hard believer in that. So the truth is, if you're a man and you want to lay with other men, you're not going to have a baby and your bloodline is cut off. That's a fact. That's not something that, you know what I'm saying, that I caused or it's just a fact. So I stand by it. You know what I mean? I stand by that. So a guy could tell me, hey, I have a plan to run a business. And I'm like, and I would ask him, how long do you want to run this business until you die and then it's over? Oh, no, I want to. Okay, how are you going to do that? It's like, okay, maybe, but it would probably be easier if you had a son, or a child to inherit the estate because, but the reason why I'm saying all this is because when we're in the fine line, right, where we have what the Bible says and then we have what the Democrats or the left wing says. Now the problem is the LGBT community, they're claiming that some people are born naturally homosexual, natural, as in they weren't. It wasn't that they were influenced or informed or persuaded. They just naturally were born feminine or born masculine, whichever that might be. Now, if you and I, and this is why I'm bringing this up to you, brother Yaya, you're like the only brother I know outside of me that is as close as I am when it comes to this Nagamati shit. So I'm going to tell you this. We're in a situation where we have to find a way where it's like, we know how the scriptures go, where let us, that's many things, make man, that's one thing, in our image, once again, that's many things. So we have many things saying, I want to make an image, which is funny, because if it's many things, then that means it's many images, correct? Right? So think of it like this. Like
when you say let us,
yeah.
I'm dealing with the Nag Hammadi from a different perspective. When you say, according to the second book of John, the let us will be archine deities. And
Archons, the fallen ones. So these fallen ones. Now let's go by the word. The word is saying that the angels, as long as they're angels, as long as they're in the heavenly realms, they have to be perceived as sons or male. They can't be perceived as daughters or female.
I'm not cut you off. The Bible word.
Go ahead.
Because
say that again.
The Bible word. Because the natural woman, it says that they're female angels. You get what I'm saying? They're male angels.
I didn't hear that last part. You said there's female angels?
Yeah, the Nag Hammadi tells us they're
Where's
like,
that? Where's that testified?
I said, like in the Nag Hammadi, that tells us they're like female angels, and they're like male angels. But when you read like in the King James version, it only talk about male angels only, like the masculine, only deal with the masculine side only. See, the Nag Hammadi,
I got you.
Nag Hammadi deal with both masculine and feminine.
Of course. Well, all the scripture does. Now, mind you, I don't mind if you show me any, because I want to see it. Any scripture that's, especially the Nag Hammadi, any Gnostic text that's dealing with female angels. Now, mind you, I know of Sophia, and I know of Zoe, the daughters. I understand the daughters that become products or byproducts of the angels, but the angels themselves is what I'm speaking of. So let's erase the byproducts. Let's erase what was produced from the angels. What we will have is just male constructs in principle. And
when you say what we produce from the angels, I agree with you on that. Because those angels,
yeah. Oh yes, we're female. Absolutely. Oh no, I don't disagree. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Absolutely. You're talking about the daughters that were created from those angels? Yes. Most importantly, but the Bible talks about that as well. So the Bible elaborates that about the daughters. But and it was like I was saying to the chat. I told them, or I asked them. I said, when you read Genesis 6, you notice it says the sons of God and not the daughters of God, and then it says the daughters of man and not the son. And it's like we look at shit like that, and we don't really like. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll just look at it and be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Sons, daughters, like we didn't really put it together, bro. And you know what? Hey, it just popped up in my mind, bro. Yeah. So I want to start running more shows, right? I got some material that I'm going to drop to you in the back chat. I want you to peep gang and let me know what you think about it, because the type of material I'm going to bring is like game changing, because it's going to force people to deal with the fact that the Bible is a written code. It's code language, And you can't just read it and then just give your own fucking understanding of it and expect everybody to go like, yeah, he's the one. So okay, so in other words, basically what I'm going to do is prove this. I'm going to prove that the Bible explains itself, and I don't need you, you don't need me. The Bible does it all for itself, as long as you put in the work. So if I can prove to the people that whatever questions I have for the Bible will answer it if you use the Bible the way the Bible is instructing you. The Bible is instructing you to read a certain way, meaning that if I pick up let's say I pick up a physics book, or I pick up a spelling book, or I pick up a math book, I can't just do whatever I want with the book. I have to apply myself to the book the way it's formulated. So when you read a Bible, you don't just read the Bible like it's a story of the three little pigs and a big bad wolf. It's not a book that you read like an epic story tale from beginning to end and you say, wow, that was an amazing. My favorite was chapter 13. No, you just read a bunch of codes. You just read a bunch, like, bro, you just read a whole fucking algebra equation that you have to figure out or not. It's either you figure it out or you don't. It's that simple. So the only way I can get people to jump onto that and be like, yo, Brother Darkness, I hear what you're saying. I'm listening. Is I got to show them. I can't just say it. That's not going to do me nothing, bro. So when I show them, like I said, I'm going to throw in this in the back chat for you as well. When I show you that the scripture is, and bro, I'm going to make it very, very clear. It's without a shadow of a doubt. The Bible is speaking in codes because the Bible's, and I'll make an example, bro. I'll make a small example. Let's think about Abraham for a second. Abraham had a wife, just like Jacob did. I'm sorry, Isaac. So Isaac and Abraham had a wife. Everybody knows about Isaac's wife because that's where they get the whole white man Esau from. Well, if you look at if you look at Isaac and Rebekah, you find out that Isaac loved Rebekah, but Isaac had lay with Leah. And we think that that's just a mere. Does that story not sound familiar, bro? Does that not sound like a story that's being told over again in a remix?
Nothing new under the sun, man.
Nothing new under the sun, bro. And you know what that story was basically a remix of? I'll make his father. So watch this. So you go to Abraham, which is his daddy, and then you say, well, Abraham loved Sarah, and Abraham wanted to have a baby. But who did Abraham have to lay with first?
I think the maid.
Yeah, and that's the exact same story, just a remix of Isaac, bro. And guess what? It gets deeper than that. When you go into the law that's written in the Levitical priesthood and in Deuteronomy, you find out that those weren't just mere stories, bro, being told by some random guy that had some freak occurrence where he had to sleep with his lady's servant, bro. Those were codes, bro, and the Bible's telling you they're codes.
Yeah.
So, dude, this is next level shit, bro. It may not sit. You know what's so funny and what I love about this shit, bro, the most is, especially because we're on document. Is one day you're gonna wake up, bro, and you're gonna see that we're just two regular dudes, bro. And we're just like, yeah. And then 1 week later, bro, you wake up, bro, and you got 6 figures in your bank account because everybody wants to tap in on the shit you're doing, bro. It's that simple these days, bro. You just gotta have the faith and know that the type of attention we're gonna get, it's gonna be great, but it's gonna be fatal, especially for people like me.
So what's your like what I had on the screen like earlier, it had the one like testament shit. It was showing that it was Presido and shit like that.
I'm looking at it, yeah. Oh, you talking about Lilith right now? Is a feminine figure?
Lilith. Like what you think about Lilith? Like when I dive into the Nag body. All right,
I'm gonna keep it G100 with you, bro. You gotta help me. Yeah, you gotta help me out with. I'm gonna just keep it G with you, bro. You gotta help me out with Lilith in regards to anything scriptural, because when it comes to the precepts, brother, there's a lot of
they don't really speak. If you read in the Bible really don't speak about that.
Yeah, or the not like I'm talking all overall the whole. Think of the King James version, the original 88 books. Anything in that I fucks with hardcore.
Hell yeah.
It's all precepts. It's all pre. Okay, I go by precepts now. Now,
You
mind
think
you, I'll read the other books,
the
but
book is
they make it. Go
uh,
ahead.
uh, the secret book of Adam and Eve, the Apocrypha. They do talk
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's in the King James.
yeah, yeah, they do
Yeah,
talk about
but I don't see Lilith in there. If there is, let like point it out to me, brother. Let me know.
but I might be mistaken. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't see Lilith in there. Now, mind you, like I say, bro, remember I told you the Bible's codes, right?
Yeah.
So everything that we're reading in the Bible, we are reading a story. We are hearing a beginning and end story of people doing shit.
True.
But the fact is that that story really isn't that story once you break down the codes, because essentially what's going on is it's a story being told inside of a story. And and the best way I sum it up to people, bro, is I tell people, and I try to use shit that's relevant so that people will understand me better. So I tell people, and I told you this already, bro. It's the P Diddy thing, bro. If P Diddy can go viral and say to somebody while locked up in prison, "Hey, I need you to get rid of all the pizza boxes and recycle the plastic," and all these people are like, "Oh, he said something in mystery." Yes, of course he did. That's how the Bible speaks. The Bible talks exactly the same way. You know what's so crazy, bro? Is John, when he wrote Revelations, he was in prison, bro.
Yeah. All they is in prison.
He was in prison. So think of it like this: if I need to talk to you, but I know that these people threw me in prison for the shit that I'm saying, why would I speak regular? That's stupid. I'm gonna speak some shit, man, that once the devil gets a hold of it, he's gonna laugh. Why?
I
Because the
think
devil's gonna.
I think that's the
Go
secret
ahead.
book. I think that's the secret book of the origin. Cause you remember
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mike,
I know what you're about.
you
Yeah.
remember
I know what you're about, brother.
they created Adam a first wife,
Yeah.
and
It's
the
in the
first wife,
sacred text.
remember she flew away from Adam because she didn't want to bow to Adam. But uh,
Yeah,
the first wife,
that's a story. That's a story written.
they
Now,
played the
now mind you, I'll hear it out. I'll hear it out, bro. But
damn, what's up?
let's put it this way, bro. Uh, we'll look at that story, bro, and then we'll look at the precepts, and then we'll see which one ties into our. Because remember, I'm not just reading codes like, oh yeah, the Bible. I'm also reading shit like why it is that we're breathing, inhale, exhale, why it is our blood's pumping, boom, 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 boom. Why it is that you got to go to bed, wake. Bro, everything I'm speaking, everything, bro, from everything inside you, outside you. So if Lilith and the story of Lilith can incorporate the way the Bible does with Adam and Eve, I'm down. I'm game for it, bro. If it all can make sense, like the Adam and Eve approach. And listen, bro, I don't rock with the Bible and the Adam and Eve approach because the shit's a tight ass story. I rock
Yeah.
with it because I can make sense out of it. That's the only thing
Oh,
that's
okay.
keeping me going with it. You
No,
know what I'm
it's called
saying?
the hypno. I had it wrong. It's called the hypnosis of the archons. It tells the story
Uh
because we know who Nariah is. Nariah is the daughter of Eve,
find out what time that shit was
calling up to the
like.
heavens to free herself unjust. Because you remember Lilith was like she
I think
went
that
back
shit's like 8th century, bro. Like that was discovered in the 8th or 9th
after
century.
yeah, yeah, Nakamati.
No,
Because
I'm talking about that shit's beyond it, like past the Nag Hammadi,
yeah,
as in the material that was used in the work of the pen. They traced it to like 7th or 8th, so basically Muhammad's era when Muhammad was running shit. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that that's just a lie or it's pseudo, bro. Don't ever anything that comes across me, I never disqualify it just because it goes against my beliefs. The only thing that I do is what anybody should do is I set it aside, and once I have that chance to test it out, I'm going to test it out. But I'm not going to throw it in the trash without giving it its due
Yeah, yeah.
trial. It deserves its due trial. Everything gets due trial. So, like the Lilith thing, brother. Trust me, I've been there though. I've been there, bro. Like I'm talking about, bro. I was like in my earlier 30s, but you know what I'm saying. The Bible, bro, with the way it speaks in code, it just all that's like I said, bro, if it was just a story, it'd be one thing. But when I'm literally telling you, like, oh shit, bro, this is why it is. This is why a man and a woman have to lay with each other to have a kid, and why it is that a man can't live without a woman. Like, we need to know these things, bro. Because look at the time we're living in now, where you got women talk about, oh, if we breakthrough science technology can make it to where women don't need men, and vice versa. Bro, we got science trying to disrupt the order of the household. We got science trying to make it to where women and men don't need each other, bro. Imagine that.
Hell yeah, look at that. It said the creation of Adam and Eve.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely do that, my bro. That's what I'm down with. Like, throw this shit up on the screen. Let me read this shit, bro. Hold up. I'm about to load one up real quick while I do this. I don't know if you smoke, bro, but I'm about to smoke a little bit. We're about to get into it.
It say, it said the creation of Adam and Eve, the hypnosis, Nag Hammadi. It said
Yeah.
the rulers laid plans and said, "Come, let us create a woman that will be soil from the earth." If you read it in the book of Genesis, it said Adam was created from the dirt, soil.
Absolutely.
It
Yeah,
said
yeah. Like, shoot.
it said they modeled that creature, one woolly of the earth. It said the rulers have bodies that are both female and male. You see that? The rulers,
Yeah,
these are
but
the so
we
so
talk we talk about Adam and
we're
Eve.
talking about duality being in the heavens and duality being on the materialistic world. Because you remember, Yalibaf created his angels off the things that he's seen from above.
Yes. Yes.
So that's why we able to see the rulers that had bodies that are both female and male, which represents what? Baphomet, which represents balance.
Absolutely. So, what do you think about the what do you think about the household order though, bro? In terms of the angels being male, like, what do you think about all that? Like, because
I believe,
listen, 'cause I'm asking the question because,
I believe,
okay, so
yeah, I believe both of them. I believe there was like, I believe these are like cherub bugs,
you
like
see,
cherub
oh, you talking about,
bugs.
oh yeah,
I
yeah,
believe these
yeah,
like cherub bugs, angels. You know what I mean? Like they got like body figures of human figures, but you motherfuckers have like a angelic type, goddamn mean being, like a humanoid. Like right here, like what it says, the rulers have bodies like human bodies, both female and males. You know what I mean? So
mm-hmm. Remember, bro. Remember, I told you a lot of that shit's code though.
basically, remember Adam said when him and Eve was created. If you read in the secret book of Adam, when he was talking to Zach, he told Zach in my last video, I proved it. He told Zach, he said, the reason why me uh, and your mother was kicked out of the Garden of Eden because the Creator was more lesser than and we was more superior than he was. So he caused us to go into a deep sleep. And me and your mother was once
Mm-hmm.
being. So that means
Mm-hmm.
Adam was one. He was a one male with a female
Mm-hmm.
gender,
Well,
just like how his
he
ruler is.
was
He
male.
was like his ruler. He was like his ruler, a ruler that had a body that had both female and male parts. You get what I'm
Oh
saying?
man, I'm making an example, bro.
Exactly.
You can hear me, right? Okay, okay. Okay. So you are familiar with the Nakamati. So you have probably seen the book of Thomas.
Yeah, the secret book of Thomas.
And all right, so and I'm bringing you to that one because it's a good way for me to really like elaborate. So the Book of Thomas says it directly right there. I think it's 44. Don't quote me. Where he says, Christ says to Peter and the rest of them, he says, or Peter says to Christ, he says, "Hey man, why you got Mary and them around us? Women aren't allowed in the kingdom. Ain't that what you told us?" And Christ says, "Look, I'm gonna make her male just like you guys are, so that she too can enter into the kingdom." Right? And he says that now, mind you, you should hear. That's one of the big reasons why. And bro, this shit's so real. This is the shit we're doing is so real, bro. Because one of the main reasons why that the Book of Thomas is not in the Bible, even though it originally was and it got taken out, is because of misogyny, bro. And they're using that where Christ says, "Look, I'm going to make them male too, so that they can get into the kingdom." But oh, that's heresy. What,
Talking about, yep, in the secret book of
bro?
Thomas.
Yeah, and the secret, and no, no, no. Well,
Secret book of
that's
Thomas.
one thing.
Secret book of Thomas.
The fact that they said that in the Book of Thomas. Now, mind you, the secret book of John, I don't think made the original King James Bible. I do know that the Book of Thomas did. I do know that the Book of Adam and Eve did. I know the Book of Jubilees did. The Book of Jasher did. All of the Maccabees was supposed to be in there. All of the Esdras was supposed to be in there. A lot of shit was taken out, bro. And the crazy thing about it, what blows my mind the most, is like the reasons why they did it. Like I said, if you look at what he says, "Look, I will make her male too, so that she can get." Oh my God, Christ just said that you have to be a male to enter the kingdom. That's misogyny. But when you look at the scriptures, bro, that wasn't misogyny. That was a code in principle. And all we had to do was just actually believe what we're reading, and we wouldn't have to. You wouldn't even have to hear it from me, bro. If I believe what I'm reading, then I don't need answers from anybody else, bro. Watch this shit. This right here. If I read this motherfucker, bro, and I believe now, I don't know how to explain this shit to people. But when I say believe, people just be like, "Oh yeah, I get it." I don't think they get it. You have to really believe the shit you're reading so that you can figure it out. If you don't believe it, you won't figure it out. And here's why. Because you're already going into it thinking that and the end result is going to be a sham. It's going to be a fucking joke. So how are you going to proceed when you think it's going to close out as a joke? Or you say, "Okay, well, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, and I can't fly, and I'm not rich. So God put me in this poverty for a reason. God wants me to be broke for a reason. God wants me to look in the mirror and not be happy with myself for a fucking reason. What does God want me to do? Well, He doesn't want me to read the book and then say, 'Hey guys, I did it. I made it through the whole book, beginning to end, and I believed it.' Yeah, if Jesus, if you accept Jesus in your heart, you're good to go. For real? Come on, man. We're grown ass men and women, and we're gonna do that shit in front of other people. That's an insult to
Hey,
people's intelligence.
check this.
Because, yeah.
Check this
Oh
out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Put it up, bro. Yeah, let me see it.
Eve bears children. It says, now afterwards, like this back on my last video too. It says, now afterwards, she bore Cain, their son, and Cain. It said, Cain cultivated. Hold on, real quick. From the garden, right, and his wife, and they have no blessing since this, and moreover, threw human beings into great distraction, into a life of toil, so that human beings might be occupied by worldly things, or worldly affairs might not be the opportunity of being devoted. And it says, Eve have children. It said, now after she bare Cain, their son, and Cain cultivated the land. The knew his wife or some shit, it says again become said what? Again becoming pregnant. Okay, she bore an Abel, was a herdsman of sheep. Cain brought in front of crops his field, but Abel brought an offering from okay. I thought in the Bible it said that Abel brought meat. Cain brought meat and Abel had brought the vegetables. But the Nakamati say something different. And he answered and said, I am my brother's keeper. God said to Cain, where's Abel, your brother? God said to Cain, listen, the voice of your brother blood is crying unto me. This is Yadibah. This is the same God that says the same thing in Genesis about Cain killing Abel. He said, and Adam knew his partner Eve, and she became pregnant and bore Zeph to Adam. So he didn't know his wife. And she said, I have born another man through God in place of Abel. Again, Eve became pregnant and she bore Nariah. If you know who Nariah is, that's Adam's sister. Nariah is Adam's sister. And she said, he has produced for me a virgin.
No, hold on, man. Hold up. You talk about Adam's sister. Hold up, bro.
It's Cain and Abel's sister. My fault.
Oh, okay, bro.
Cain and Abel's sister. And
I got you. All right. I was like, damn, bro. Damn, but where we at?
You get what I'm saying? Nariah,
I got you.
She the righteous one. So now we got
Okay, I got you.
Cain and Abel, who are the sons of Yadibath. Because we know if you're reading the secret book of John, it says that Yadibath impregnated Eve and she bore children. And he called them Cain and Abel, Yahweh and Elohim.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So now we got Cain and Abel. His father coming to him saying, why you kill your brother? I hear his blood crying. You get what I'm saying? He woke Adam up from his sleep. Somehow, Adam knew his wife. She pregnant with Zach. But as you know, it never said that Adam came into Eve. You get what I'm saying? All it said was Adam knew his partner Eve, and she became pregnant and bore Zeph to Adam. That's it.
Yes.
And she became pregnant. It never mentioned.
Nah, bro. Yeah. What? I have to stop you for a second on that because what you just pulled up or what you just noticed, that's a hard hitter, and here's why I'm saying that. Because I wrestle with that very thing you just pulled up. The fact that Eve knew or Adam knew Eve, but it didn't say that he lay with her. It didn't say that. Now, mind you, we got Genesis 2:24 saying that for this reason, man must leave his parents to take wife and make one flesh. Exactly. We got him testifying that he asked that this is what they have to do. That makes sense. But we don't have a testimony where he actually laid with her to have that child. And now here's where it gets deep, though, y'all. Check this out. Here's where it gets deep. Because you're gonna hear maybe from Brother Yah, maybe not no more from him, but brothers like him, where you're gonna hear brothers check me or try to about the virgin birth. And there's a verse where it says that Adam knew Eve and he had a child with her, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's a verse where it says specifically that Joseph did not know Mary. He knew her not. So you said, you see Mary, what I'm saying?
So yeah. I mean, if you saying Joseph didn't sleep with Mary, I can agree with you on that.
No. Well, yeah, I know that. Like, I believe in a virgin birth. But what I'm saying is look at the position we're in, bro, trying to defend what we believe and how we believe it or why. Because look at what just happened. We have a situation or a testimony. Now, I'm just going to step to the side just for a second. The Bible admits that it even though it says not an author of confusion. The Bible admits it speaks in precepts, which are codes. So it runs you for a loop if you're not on your toes. It lets you know that off the gate. So in a way, it's like a snake saying, "Hey, I'm venomous. If you get close to me, I'm gonna bite." Could you really fault the snake when it told you the truth? Now, the same thing occurs with what we just read, where we have Adam who knew Eve and they had a child, right? Now let's go to the virgin birth debate real quick. Somebody says Joseph is the father of that baby. No way in hell she had a baby with nobody around and just her, right? I, as a Christian, could use and say, look here. It says Adam knew Eve and he had a baby with her. That's the Bible's way of saying, look, they
Mhm.
slept, right?
Yeah.
Now we go over here to Joseph and Mary. It says, knew her not, but yet he ends up having a baby with her. You see, now here's where it's twisted. It's because with Cain and Eve, I'm sorry, with Adam and Eve, we can't really say that that's Adam laying with Eve.
Yeah, because it's other documents showing that Eve. See, that's why I say in the book of Genesis, it really don't explain Adam and Eve's story. You get what I'm saying? It only
They
tells
don't.
us. It only
That's on
tells us.
purpose.
And you know what's crazy? It tells us it starts with Adam being created. Then after that, it jumps to Eve being created. You get what I'm saying? Then they go to the garden. You get what I'm saying? Then they get kicked out of the garden. And then they have Cain and Abel. You get what I'm saying? But
Bro,
it's like they're not showing us like, okay, they got kicked out of the garden. Where did they end up? Where did they go? You know what I
right.
mean?
Matter
It
of
don't
fact, matter of
explain.
fact, matter of fact, go you got the internet with you right now. Can you look at Genesis 2:15 real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that scripture is going to define exactly what you and I are thinking right now in regards to, to the Bible story. Because you're asking the same questions I'm asking, bro. We got another listener on the chat with us. I don't know who that is. Yeah, pull up
Genesis
Genesis
2:15.
2:15.
I got you. It said the
I
Lord
think it's
Genesis
2:15.
2:15, right?
Yeah.
I say it said, and the Lord God took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it.
Where was he before that? See what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's why I'm saying you got to read other
See what I'm
scriptures to find
saying?
out
Yeah.
where
That's
he
what I'm
was
talking
at.
about,
You
bro.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I love the Nag Hammadi, man, because it
That's
explains.
what I'm
Cause,
saying. You see why I love
look.
it.
No, no, I'm thinking now. I'm starting to think now, right? That this is an astro body. You know what I mean? And then when he
Like
was
Avatar, right?
when he was because if you notice, right, you remember in the Nag Hammadi and the Sugar Book of Giants, it says that they created him first, right? His spirit first, which is his astral body. And then they created another body, a physical body, to trap him in that body. And then they placed him into the materialistic world, the Lord's realms of the world. You get what I'm saying? So I
That's a
can
good way.
see,
That's a good way to condense it.
I can see, I can see the astral body being created first. You get what I'm saying? But you see, the book of Genesis don't speak on the astral body. It jumps straight to he was created from soil, like how we just read in the Nag
Because
Hammadi
the
from the origin, from the hypnosis of the archons, where it said that they created Adam from the soil. You get what I'm saying?
of
When they
course
created him from the soil,
it's a
that was
good
the
a good
materialistic
precept.
body being created.
Of course, it's like it's because you're basically quoting Genesis 2:7 where Adam's created from the dust.
Exactly.
The
That's the
spirit
materialistic
or
body being created
yeah.
now.
Now that's Genesis. I'm sorry. So when you go to Genesis 2:7, where it says the spirit of life was blown into the dust, it went down, and like a lot of stuff is being testified that are by the precepts. So once we learn how to follow the precepts, we start to see that there's so much going
Oh
on,
yeah.
and what we
You
think.
see, what we just read.
Yeah,
It said the Lord God formed man of the
absolutely.
dust of the ground and
Yeah,
breathed into his nostrils and the breath of life, and the man
yeah,
became a living soul.
and,
And in that commodity we
and
just read it.
Yeah, and the Nag Hammadi, I love it because it explains
Yeah,
at least to me. I won't speak for you, bro, because I'm not you, but for
I love the
me,
Nag Hammadi,
it
man.
it it helped like why I love the Nag Hammadi. Remember what I told you, bro? My journey started in Islam. I was a Muslim first. I did the Shahada and everything, bro. I
So
was about
look,
it.
I got the best question ever. You know what I mean? So, in Genesis 1 and 1, right? Because before I wrap it up,
Yeah.
because I'm past my
Yeah,
time.
I
I'm gonna have
got
to
you.
pay
I
now.
got you, bro. Yeah.
I'm
You
just gonna have
you
to pay for
deep.
like a little extra little 5, 6 minutes. That ain't even
Bro,
necessary.
we got to do more
Um,
shows though.
for sure. Genesis 1 and 1 is like one of my biggest questions I have on the Bible, right? Because you see where it says Genesis 1 and 1, it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, right? So my question was this: where was he at before he created the heavens and the earth? Because you remember, there was no light until after the heavens and the earth was created. Then he
Right.
said, let there be light. So where
Right.
was he at first before he said, let there be light, and there was light?
I
Was he in
read.
darkness?
I'm gonna read. I like that you said darkness, right? You said that,
He
right?
had to be in the dark. Because remember in the Nag Hammadi, it says that Yadibaf was created outside of the
That yes, outside of the light,
and then he was
outside of the
placed in
light.
darkness.
So, I'm gonna put Isaiah, unless you got it on deck. Isaiah chapter 17, verse 12.
I'm gonna type it in for you right now.
Yeah, it's explain exactly what we talk about right now. Where was we, or where was Adam before the creation, or before the Garden of Eden? Because we just read in Genesis 2:15 he was existing before the Garden of Eden. Matter of fact, God created in accordance to what the Bible was saying through Genesis. God already had the man created when he was preparing the garden.
Yeah. Yadibaf had the man created already. He had his astral body created.
See?
But when he when he
Okay.
when he rebelled, when he rebelled, and
Yeah, shit
he
changed.
ate from that tree, they had no choice
Yep.
but to find a way to tame that power that Yadibaf gave him by
Yep.
convincing his rulers. Because you got to remember, they laughed at Yadibaf, bro. The Yadibaf
They
told him like,
mocked him. Yeah.
I'm the only one. Ain't no God besides me. And then
Yep.
when that voice came, they looked at Yadibaf and laughed at him like, hold on,
Humbled
nigga.
him.
I thought you
Yep.
was the only God. That's why it says in the Bible, if your God was jealous, right, or not a jealous God, then how would it be other guys before him that would make him jealous? Those guys that he was talking about is the ones that he seen in the immortal realm, the light being world. You know what I mean?
Now you now.
He seen that real deity, and he seen and was like, damn, let me start creating my own shit now.
Bro,
Then
that's why I love the
then
Nagamati, bro.
exactly. Exactly.
You know why?
It's right there in the Bible. It says he created the heavens and the earth. When you read it in Nag Hammadi, that's what Yadi Baf created first. He created the heavens and the earth first. Then he created the firmaments. Then he created his angels. Then he said, let us make man in our image.
Oh shit, I might be
Off. Let us make man in our image off
did
the
you
thing
did
in
you get
Isaiah 10.
Isaiah 17?
Isaiah 17 and
Uh
12 said, woe to the multitude of many
oh,
people
you
which
did get it.
makes
Okay.
a noise like noise of the seas, and to the rushings of nations that make a rushings like the rushings of mighty waters.
So
Know what you talking about?
you look yeah, and the reason why I brought it up is because when you go back to Genesis 1 and Genesis 1 and 2, you have darkness before light. You have darkness and you have water. So we
Oh,
know,
okay. I see what you're saying.
you see what I'm saying? We know
Yeah,
that the
yeah.
Bible, but based off what the Bible's saying through the precepts, we know that water is just another way of saying darkness. It doesn't have to necessarily
Oh,
it doesn't have to
mm,
necessarily be the same thing, but it's the representative. It's the front speaker. So if I say water in spiritual dialect, we saying darkness. Now the fire is the light. But check it out. Remember, you was talking about how can God be jealous? How can,
Hell
if He's
yeah.
the only one, right? So
Exactly.
we got the precepts telling us in the scripture where it says Matthew 11. I'm sorry, Matthew 3:14, where John is in the Jordan and he says, "Christ, I'm supposed to baptize you. Like, what's going on? The order seems to be fucked up." And Christ says, "No, the order is just as it's testified. That's how we're supposed to do it." Now, here's why John was confused because John already knows the order, and the order ain't what's testified. It's not the true order. That's why you have a jealous God, because when you go into the scripture, you find out that the fire is jealous. That's the only thing that's jealous when it comes to God and jealousy is you read, and you know what's even funnier, bro? I'll even make an example. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 24 or 27. It's one of them where he says, I am the only God and I'm filled with jealousy. So he's the one and only God and he's burning with jealousy. Well, check this out. Christ is the fire. Christ comes after the water because John said it in Matthew 3:11, where he says, I am John. I came to the Jordan by water to symbolize repentance so that I might baptize you. Well, here's the fucked up thing. The water represents repentance, but water is basically darkness. And then the fire that represent that and the fire is Christ. And it's written in the scripture. Even I'll even make an example. Malachi chapter 3, verse 4 and 5, where it says, the great and most feared day of the Lord. So you got all these people walking around saying,
It's at the bottom of the water.
yep. Yeah, bro. So I know you're on a tight clock. I don't want to hold you up no
Hey,
more, bro. But we need
what's
we need to
crazy,
do more
bro?
shows.
Hey, you know what's crazy? And what got me
Yeah.
too, right? In the book of Revelation, it said the devil will be locked up for 1,000 years, right?
Hmm.
But you read in the book of the Hebrews, it says that 1,000 years is one day. So
Right.
he only gonna be arrested for one day,
Right. You
and they
see,
gonna be out,
bro.
the next day.
Bro, you may and that highlight what you just said is one of the pivotal. I don't want to say pivotal, but it's one of the blockading points that I have with Alva. Me and Alva's tension is right. What you just said, bro. That's our tension.
Literally, though, it has to make sense, bro. If the
It
devil is
has
supposed to
to.
be locked up for 1,000 years,
It has to make
according
sense,
to your God of the Bible in the book of Hebrews, 1,000 years is one day. So that
bro.
means he's only
Bro,
going to be arrested for or be in chains for one day, bro.
bro. 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33, where it says, I, the Lord, am not an author of confusion. Okay, well, then this shit has got to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, then what's the fucking point? I'm like that. So I'm trying to figure out all these codes and rules because, brother Yaya, you don't have to hear it from me. If we read this book at face value from beginning to end, we just watched a fucking Hollywood fucking movie, bro. We just watched Wakanda. We just watched the goddamn Incredible Hulk smash a building. That's all we watched. It's a fucking fairy tale at this point. Now, if we apply this fairy tale and we find out that it's not a fairy tale, it's actually like it's P. Diddy language. It's me. I'm locked up. I can't tell you directly, but I can't say nothing suspicious. So I'm gonna flip the language. So basically, I'm gonna take the very language, English, and I'm gonna make it mine. It's no longer English anymore because all the words in English that you were taught, I just changed them and made them different meanings. That's what P. Diddy did when he said, I want you to get rid of the pizza boxes and recycle the plastic. I bet you every word meant something else. That's what the Bible is the same thing. And you actually find out I'll make an example. Revelations chapter 17, verse 15, it says, and the waters which thou sawest where the great horse sits, it is translated. It even said the word translated to let you know that words don't really mean what you think they mean. They only mean what God wants you. And everything is encrypted for a reason, bro. So my thing is this, dude. You and I are gonna figure it out. You just said it yourself, dude. You
Man.
said it yourself.
Hey, look, we're gonna tap in. We're gonna tap in this weekend for sure,
We
man.
got you. Hey,
Yeah,
this
and
weekend?
I'm gonna
Okay,
put
what's today? Monday? Okay, I
no,
got
yeah,
you,
today
bro.
Monday. We could do it like we do it
Tuesday.
this Friday or this Saturday, bro. You get what I'm saying? I want to tap into that, bro. That book of Revelation, because I want to speak
I
on
got
the
you.
because like a lot of people don't know. Like I want to get my opinion on the seven churches, bro. You get what I'm saying?
I
On the
want to hear
seven
that, bro. Hey,
on the
you got
seven.
7 days. You got 7 days to
I
line that
believe
up, bro.
the seven churches or the seven chakras, but I'm a I'm a
Got you.
dab
You can digress. I got you.
for sure, man. But all right, man.
All
Look,
right.
I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. It's your boy Yaya back on the ones and twos, man. We'll be back with another one. Uh, got bro. I thank brother Darkness for coming out. I thank for everybody tuning in, who tapped in
My
and
pleasure,
seeing what we
brother.
was working with. Salute to you guys, man. You guys stay blessed, man. Be easy
I'll see you Friday, my brother.
for sure, brother.